Hello, welcome back, everybody. We are back with another 2024 election prediction. This one is between Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, a U.S. representative from the state of New York, facing off against former President Donald Trump, who also comes from New York City. They're both from New York City, come from the home state and everything. Of course, New York still will go to the Democrats, no shot. But so let's get into this. And I am using a microphone. If the audio sounds a bit different, I actually got a microphone. Shout out to Wano Lumpkin. Check out his channel. Yes, Wano with two N's. Lumpkin, which I believe has two I's. So you can check him out on my subscriptions page. He gave this microphone to me, and I hopefully this works. I was trying to get it to work for a while, but sounds pretty good so far. So let's get into this prediction. So AOC will carry states like California, Washington, Hawaii, Illinois solidly, DC, Maryland, Delaware. I mean, she comes from New York, right, above New York. I see her carrying New Jersey solidly, even though Hillary Clinton won it by a likely margin in 2016. I think AOC would really be able to capture these votes. In Connecticut, not so much. I do think that this would be a likely state for it's a bit more generally conservative, more wealthy people here. In Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and of course Bernie Sanders' home state of Vermont. Maine's first would probably be likely just because of the fact that they are a bit more moderate. If you don't know about AOC, she has said that she's a democratic socialist. In a state like Oregon, I really see that young white progressive base really turning out for AOC. They're very progressive in the state of Oregon, and I really see them turning out for AOC. Then Donald Trump will really carry states like Utah, Wyoming, Idaho, Montana. Remember, AOC is really going to be hated in a lot of these Trumpian states. North and South Dakota, no shot. Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, Oklahoma. I see states like Kansas, and then Nebraska's first district flipping back into that solid column. Nebraska's third district will also go to Donald Trump. Mississippi and Alabama, Kentucky, Tennessee, Indiana, and West Virginia would all be solid for the former president. Then states that are almost solid but not quite, and they're not going to flip, are states like Alaska, South Carolina, and then Maine's second congressional district. And I do think the AOC would win Maine at large by a likely margin. AOC, I mean, she will turn out many Latinos in the South, but in states like Texas and well, not really Texas. We'll get to Texas, but in Florida, and yeah, that's basically it. Maybe Nevada and Arizona too, but mostly Florida. Many of these Latinos escaped communist countries, or their parents did, and they're going to be really scared of AOC, even though AOC is Hispanic also. But Florida, I'll give to Trump by lean margin because she will turn out some Latinos, but many will be turned away from her. And then Iowa and Ohio, AOC has almost zero appeal here, nor Nebraska's second congressional district. That will go lean for Trump, while Iowa and Ohio will stay likely for the former president. Going to Georgia, I mean, Biden's unpopularity will hurt any Democrat. We do have to take that into account. Georgia and North Carolina. I mean, I think Georgia would be pretty close. North Carolina, not so much. I'm going to give Georgia to Trump just because people will turn out less for the Democratic Party in 2022 and 2024. But North Carolina, I do think would stay lean for Donald Trump. Make Georgia lean also. I mean, really, many Democrats in every single state will be steered away from AOC because of her progressivism. We do have to take that into account. Virginia has shunned Trump. They really don't like Trump. I see AOC winning here by a lean margin. Not likely because they are a pretty Democratic establishment state, and they won't like AOC either. I think AOC would do pretty good in Texas because we do have to remember this. Texas is becoming a very progressive and liberal state. We have to remember that. Beto lost the Senate race by 3 points. He's likely going to lose the governorship by, 5 or 6 points. It's going to be pretty close. And Democrats have come close here. And someone like AOC really turning out Latinos, because many Latinos came from the border. And, it's not like Cuba or Grenada, where they came from these Caribbean islands to escape communism, So Texas is not one of those states. They came from Central America, most Mexicans. Same with Arizona. I think it's going to go lean Trump. And then Nevada, saying that Clinton did very... I'm going to change that into the AOC column because this is a state with many Latinos, which gives Democrats victory every time in the state of Nevada. We have to remember that. And AOC will do well among them, along with the state of New Mexico. But Biden's unpopularity will hurt her here. She won't do well in those rural areas. But state like Colorado, very progressive, I will give to AOC by a likely margin. Along with the state of Minnesota, some Democrats will be turned away. I believe in the state of Minnesota, but overall I think she would do fine here. And then Wisconsin, lean Trump, I would say. We'll get to Michigan. Same with Pennsylvania. Many parents will be turned away from AOC. And then New Hampshire, this is a pretty generally conservative state, and I think because of that, I think it's going to be tilt Trump, if not lean Trump. But I really see Trump having the edge here because it's a suburban state, and a lot of families who won't